So full in. Yeah. There we go. Hey there, beer tubers. Welcome back to Beer Analysis 101 with your host, Greg.
Yeah.
And Maxwell Star. Sorry, I'm the host. Tonight, we are going to do an extra special beer, which is from Flying Monkeys in Barrie, Ontario. This is, of course, the legendary, the chocolate Manifesto Triple Chocolate Milk Stout. 10% ABV, yes, sweet declaration of Flying Monkeys proclaimed through chocolate and beer. True specialty. Yeah, read the box later. Introduce who we have with us, which is a brief panel tonight. Starting with Mr. Ashley Sexton. How are you doing tonight, sir?
I am doing great. Thank you for having me. I hope you're doing awesome. Same to the viewers or viewer.
Viewer, yeah. We actually have a comment already from Paul. Cheers, Paul.
Oh, Paul, I hope you're doing great, buddy.
All right, moving right over to Greg. And by the way, Jamie says hi, Greg.
Oh, hello, Jamie. You're the best. Your mustache is the best, and overall, you're a wonderful fella.
We miss your alpha mustache.
Let's not talk about Jamie anymore. Let's talk about me. As you guys know, I'm Gorg Bylog, best friend of one Chris Peters, who did murder those women. And later on, we're going to hang out. We're going to listen to some sort of metal. I think Metallica is like the true hardcore metal band nowadays. And we're going to pick our nose, belt, we're talking about entrepreneur stuff. And one night only, we're going to give you advice on women. I'm no longer friends with Chris Peters, so fuck Chris Peters.
You're giving him way too much credit to actually listen to Metallica. He does not listen to Metallica.
I don't know what metal is. It's a band that go.
All right, moving right along. Let's get over to me, and of course, I'm doing okay. Long day at work, but it's time for some beers. Actually, two chocolate manifestos. Not fully certain. I suppose I should probably, if I'm going to show them off. I got two bottles of chocolate manifesto, a 2019 bottle and a 2014.
Drink your beer, Nick.
Ruined me before the night's out. So before we get to the slot,
are you doing a gauntlet?
Yeah, I'm gonna chug them. We're gonna chug them in like 2 minutes.
Oh,
back to back. I got the.
This is great.
I got this glass on my desk. No, I'm not. Nice. I'm not chugging it. All right, so Flying Monkeys Chocolate Manifesto. As we've looked at Flying Monkeys before, won't go into too much detail other than say that the brewery started as the Robert Simpson Brewing Co. in 2005, opened in Barrie, Ontario by Peter Chiodo and his wife, Andrea. They changed the name in late 2008 to move to the more interesting Flying Monkeys name. Successful move for the brewery. Over the years, they have become well known for their IPAs and other creative styles of beers that they have produced. Beers from Flying Monkeys, of course, include the Optical Illusion Pale Ale, Smash Bomb Atomic IPA, 12 Minutes to Destiny Hibiscus Pale, Live Transmission Milkshake IPA, Anti-Gravity Lager, Aurora Heart, Chocolate Manasberry Stout. They got the Invictus Rush. That's a Russian Imperial Stout, I think, if I recall correctly. It's like Solar aged. And of course, they got many more. So definitely take a look at their website and look some of their stuff up. They got some interesting stuff, which does include this one, tonight's beer. One of their winter seasonal releases. The Chocolate Manifesto is a 10% ABV, 60 IBU Imperial Milk Stout brewed with 3 kinds of chocolate, 2 kinds of chocolate, and then chocolate malt. So it's 2 cocoa nibs, cocoa powder, and chocolate malt, along with dark crystal malt, roasted barley, flaked oats, millennium hops, and lactose sugar, creating an absolute chocolate bomb. First released as a one-off and at the Rhino, not the albino rhino, the Rhino Fall Beer and Wine Festival in October of 2013. And then it was released as a limited run of bottles in winter 2013. It has since been brewed every year, going on to win gold medals at both the 2014 and 2016 Canadian Brewing Awards. There was also, for a short time, a barrel-aged version around 2015 and 16, which would be probably pretty freaking incredible. So
I didn't know about that.
All right. Moving right along, let's go back over to Mr. Actually, let's read some of the comments here. We already touched base with Paul and with Greg.
Yeah, and then Lee says, yay, advice on women. That should be good.
Yeah, really.
That man will tell you things about your own body you didn't know about. because he's an expert.
Oh, Chris Peters? Yeah, right.
Oh, yeah.
He's the
Oh,
best.
man. That guy knows everything.
He's dissected enough of them. Anyway, so let's move on to Mr. Ashley. And what is your history with this beer?
It's a great question. I've had it. Not many times. I've had it a few times. I was just showing you guys. I was showing them that I had I tapped it in 2017. I want to say I may have had the 16 version, but I've definitely had 17. I had 18. I did not have 19. I did not have last year's beer, and I picked this up. I picked up 2 cans before I even knew that we were going to review it, and I've had the first one, and this is the second one. And then blah blah blah, Flying Monkeys. I've had everything that comes to the LCBO, yada yada yada. Very familiar with a lot of their stuff. Some and it's funny, they're sort of a polarizing brewery. It's like some of their stuff is really good, and then some of their stuff it's like hit or miss. I find with Flying Monkeys, but I mean, Sparkle Puff can't beat Sparkle Puff. It's a great triple IPA. And, so here we are with the Chocolate Manifesto. Which has had a lot of fanfare over the last few years. So let's see how she is.
You're not wrong with Sparkle Puff. That is actually quite a stellar beer, considering.
Right.
Yeah. All right, let's go over to Greg. And Greg, what's your history with Jamie's mustache? I mean,
Jamie, you guys can't see it off camera, but I'm sitting on that mustache right now.
Oh, that's my favorite.
Oh, yeah.
It's tainted.
But anyway, Nick, back to serious business. So you're asking, when did I first have Chocolate Manifesto? Well, the first time I checked it in was December 16th, 2014. So I'm assuming 2014 is the first year I've had it. I'm pretty sure I had it the first year it was released. But then I checked it in 15, and then I checked it in 17. Now, I do think I've had it more than that, but those are the times I checked it in, so those are the only official ones. Maybe I've unofficially had it a few more times, but I don't think I had it last year, and this is my first time having it this year. And other than that, blah, 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 copy and paste Ashley Sexton's response, LCBO, Flying Monkeys, buy, drink. Sometimes it's good, sometimes it's not.
That's why you're going second after all, isn't it?
I'm always...
You always wait for Ashley to join the chat first.
I'm always sloppy Sextons.
Oh fuck! Alrighty.
That was actually funny. I'll give you that, Greg.
I did think about this part before I read that.
Once in a while, I get one.
And yes, I did forget about this part, and I did think about it before I saw the comment in the chat. So yeah, there we go. Let's share our. Oh shit! I gotta share the audio too.
Oh, good. We got a red beard.
We have a red beard tonight.
Won't be going down. People of the analysis. Thanks for having me and stuff. Cheers, Macwell. Excited to have this beer virtually with you guys.
All right, let's get over to his history. What's your history with this beard, Mr. Redbeard?
I've had this beer a few times. I don't think I've had it in a couple of years for whatever reason, though. But I know I definitely had it like 3 years ago, and then like 4 years ago or something, a couple times. And I recall it being pretty chocolatey and tasty. So excited to try it again.
Hey, Gandalf. Heard the cat at the end. Alrighty, stop sharing. And of course, what's my history with this beer? I had this once. I'd have to look at my Untapped to take a look to confirm, which I probably should have done already. I should put myself full screen here for a second. There we go. Chocolate Manifesto. I had it once, and I know it was in the 2014 batch, and I think December 2014 is when I first drank it. And I might as well share what my thoughts were on it. It was a delicious, but I found myself choking through it because I thought it was kind of heavy at the time. A chocolate lover's dream, but close to glowing. Big bottle for a sipper. I don't want to really give too many spoilers around. I thought it was very, very, very delicious and tasty, especially if you love chocolate. But it was also very thick. Anyway, moving it along, let's just go back to Ashley to read the rest of the comments.
Yeah. The comment that was added was, Redbeard complaining he didn't see my intro. Basement agrees that Sloppy Sextons is probably the highlight of the night. And I'll agree with it. Yeah, that was funny. Beers for breakfast, snacks for snacks. Cheers, guys. I have a few waiting. Love it. Cheers, my friend. And Redbeard definitely wasn't complaining. I know Redbeard.
Yeah. Beers for breakfast. That's Andrew Watts.
That is Mr. Watts.
Nice. Cheers, buddy.
And he definitely wasn't complaining. I retract my statement. I apologize if I accidentally offended you, Redbeard, and all things that you stand for.
Let's have no more Sexton shaming. Sexton's been through enough tonight.
I like fucking.
Be such a cruel bastard.
Oh God!
Just because not everybody can be perfect like Greg.
I'm just gonna stab myself.
It's very difficult, but it helps to be friends with a very manly mustache.
You're not wrong.
That's all the comments, though.
Legally manly mustache here, so yeah, yes, Lolly says.
Yes.
I recognize the photo. So yeah, now I gotta come down with some thoughts in this thing. I can stop talking for a second.
Well, we can always actually talk and just copy him.
While we fill the void, whoever's watching, congratulations, Andrew, on your channel. Cheers.
So you have a beer review channel now?
Yeah, it's called Beer for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks.
Oh, okay.
Right.
I'll have to check it out.
Drinks beer for breakfast and spews out some facts as a snack.
Subscribe to the Beer Burglar jacket and beer reviews. Maybe some new ones coming for Christmas. You never know.
It's no Sloppy Sextons, but it's still a clever name. I need to get that on a shirt now. Are you kidding me? Oh God!
Hey, I'm pretty sure we can make it happen.
Wow! All right, we can make it happen. Well, yeah, my wife is a web and graphic designer. She can whip that up.
There we go.
I don't think she'd appreciate designing a T-shirt screen that says "Sloppy Sextons."
Listen, in this case, it's not about her, Ashley. There's bigger things here. Like this is literally we need to get everyone's size, and then for the next bottle share, every one of us is going to be wearing a shirt.
Yes. Well, I announced it yesterday during your Utopias review that if it's allowed, there will be a Sexton bottle share late summer.
All right,
2021.
Nice.
I will definitely be there, even if it's just literally Sexton's like, hey, come on over for some beer, Sloppy Sexton.
Maybe it'll just be you and I wearing Sloppy Sexton t-shirts.
Whoa, Sloppy Sexton leftover threesome, I guess.
Yeah, you, me, and a rifle. So there we go. or
you're getting swallowed at that your bottle share is a gun.
I mean, I get your point with the rifle, but I really felt it was more creative with your guillotine.
The guillotine, I know. I'm still working on that too, by the way.
Look at Jamie. We all need Sloppy Sexton shirts.
Very clearly, we do.
Yeah.
Very much so.
So now I'm scared. I'm gonna try. I've kind of gotten a little bit of an opinion on this thing.
So, which one are you drinking first, Nick? Which one do you have in your glass?
This one is the 2019.
Okay. Yeah, I have serious reservations about the 2014 one because you just have it at cellar, right? Cellar temp?
I'm having it. It's chilled. Like I pulled it out of the fridge half an hour before the show.
No, but since 2014, where has it been? Like in a fridge or in like a cold room cellar type? Slight.
These both were in like a cold room cellar kind of thing.
Gotcha.
This one here I've had for a year.
Yeah.
Actually, I think less than a year. I bought it at the store. Anyway, it was definitely last year's version. It was like bought like in March or something.
Yeah.
This one here I've had since I bought two of them at the same time I did my Untap back in December of 2014.
Yeah.
And the other one just sort of sat in a box. And it's right here, unopened.
I can't wait for it.
So
at least it's not an IPA that you're aging, Nick, because you age a lot of shit.
I honestly don't think there's going to be anything wrong with it, but in my mind, when I think of like lactose sitting in a bottle for like 6 years, it sort of makes me a little nervous.
Yeah.
It's like a milk product. I don't know.
Yeah.
It's just me getting all weird and stuff. But
sugar. It's not like
it's very stable.
It's very stable. It's not.
I really feel, just to be safe, though, Nick needs to set up a camera in his bathroom just so we can kind of see the results tonight.
Group cam there for later.
Yeah,
I would just have paper towels ready somewhere because I don't know. Like it's not a volatile beer or anything like that.
Entire pack of toilet paper, I think is what I would.
But if
that's toilet paper for you, Nick.
I do have no, that's for Paul. This one is definitely Bounty brand, so I get to the authentic stuff. I am going to try and open this here in a second. I hope this thing actually lasts. This is like 6 years old, and it's 10% beer.
Yeah,
it says on the side of it, the bottle June 17th, 2014. As compared, the other one doesn't have a date on the bottle.
I mean, the only wild card is a lactose. If anything's going to go sideways on that beer, that would be the culprit.
All right, so I'm gonna full screen myself here. I'm gonna leave the Sloppy Sexton's comment up there though because it's funny.
Why not?
Yeah.
Oh wait, Sloppy Sexton's handmade ales. There we go.
Oh wow.
Okay, so
no hiss.
A little. Did you hear the little bit of? There was a little bit of hiss and a little bit of smoke coming off the top of that.
Okay,
that's a 14, right?
Maybe slightly oxidized.
That's got a not necessarily oxidized, but it's got that like funky feet like milk cheese kind of thing going on.
I think we need
it's like subtly a little bit cheesy off the nose. It's like that milk has been sitting at the bottom of the glass for a couple of days now. Like, you know what I mean? Like if you go back and you sniff the bottom of a chocolate milk container like a day later.
Yeah,
it still smells like chocolate milk, but it's a little funkier.
Oh no, that sounds fucking awesome.
Well, it'll be interesting to make it sound super appetizing, but let's.
Yeah, Nick, I need you to try this thing. We need to know how bad it is.
Oh, well, it's not rushing to a head.
Nice.
So,
no, it's not like billowing out, exploding out of my glass. That poured like a normal beer.
Not like Chad's blueberry beer from last week. Did you guys see that one was it from Hometown Brewing? That fucking thing, he dropped like 10 milliliters of beer in the thing and it just went foam.
See, well, that's because blueberries don't want to be in a beer and they're trying to escape.
See, this smells okay. The last year's batch, it smells more like chocolate syrup or like cocoa or something. Like it's definitely much more pronounced, dustier cocoa kind of smell. Like if you've opened up the tin of hot chocolate powder and taken a whiff, it kind of smells like that. This smells like chocolate milk, like in the prepackaged like Saputo brand milk, where you screw the cap off, peel the foil back, and you take a whiff of that chocolate milk. It's got this nice, mellowy, milky chocolate kind of smell. It doesn't smell off, but it smells pronounced. It smells quite different than the other one. Much more muted to the nose. More like milk, real milk in it.
Interesting. Well, it sort of sounds like you dodged a bullet with that one. I don't know.
Yeah,
we'll see how it tastes.
Let's see how it tastes. It might taste like vinegar.
Chocolate vinegar.
Does Nick have? Okay, he's going for a second sip. It's not so bad.
Yeah, you can tell it didn't turn or anything like that.
Nope, not at all. Still quite sweet. Not quite as sweet as the fresh bottle. The flavors are definitely muted. This is so fucking smooth now, though. All right, I need to come up with some thoughts of that. I'm going to go back to the four-way panel. So actually, I'll bring it back so we can finish reading comments.
Yeah, so we have we all need Sloppy Sexton shirts and then Sloppy Sexton's handmade ales.
Yep,
which is very appropriate. Lee agrees, and then Redbeard says cheesy chocolate. Well, I'm sure he's cleaned up worse at the restaurants he's been in. And then, beers for breakfast snacks. Facts for snacks says it's $5.20 a can here on Ontario. Yes, it is. $5 and change for 10% seasonal beer. I'm on board. Sure.
No, it's not a bad deal. I mean, right now there's an awful lot of good stouts and bourbon barrel aged stouts out there. Shockingly, a lot this year, and that are kind of around the same price. So that's the only reason I probably don't see myself buying too many more of these. But this is definitely a good bang for buck. And if
I mean, if
chocolate's your thing, you just want chocolate. Yeah, $5.25 a can, totally bang on.
Yep.
Especially since I think the bottles. It's been a while since I bought a bottle, but I think they were like $13 a bottle or something.
It's definitely a better format, I find, for the LCBO. The can is definitely a little bit more, it definitely keeps the price down because I seriously just put the beer in the fucking can. Like I don't need fancy.
Everything should be in a can.
Like the beer. Okay, the beer itself can be fancy, and you can charge whatever the fuck you want for that beer. You want to charge $12 for that can of beer? Perfect. Don't put it in a fucking cardboard box. There's no need for it. There really isn't.
No, it's a waste.
And I know that people like the idea, it's like great for, gifts. It wraps better when it's in a box. Well, really?
You can take 2 cans, put it in the same size gift box, and then give
it. Exactly. I mean, it all goes down the same way. Like, don't charge me more just because you put it in a fancy box. So there we go.
That's not it. I'd rather have the can. Like, you're not going to put the cap back on the bottle after you've opened it.
No,
so
exactly.
Yeah. Well,
listen,
just
my very favorite celebration beers. Bring Out Your Dead, Double Tempest. They would be totally fine if you threw them in a can. The bottle's nice. It's fancy.
Well, it's nice to look at. That's damn sure. But I mean, the can versus bottle argument, the can doesn't bother me at all nowadays.
It's, you know what, and it's not even so much the bottle versus can. It's more the can versus the bottle in a box, added packaging to make it look special to charge you an extra $1.50.
Well, it's about the presentation. Can they make you feel that this is now a 20? Well, like you look at places like the Exchange or the one that does farmhouse ales that's near the Exchange.
Ostos?
That's the one. They both do the same gimmick where they fucking sell you 750s of like a farmhouse ale that's like 5.5%, but they charge you like $13 for the bottle because it's in a beautiful champagne bottle, great for a gift, blah blah blah. It's like, who cares? Just throw it in the can.
Can it, man? Can it?
Fine, but I understand from a sales perspective, they're in a very touristy area, so they know tourists are going to buy that shit to bring it back to their grandkids or whatever. But yeah, generally speaking, from someone who actually wants to enjoy the beer and not just have a fancy bottle on my shelf, it's there's no point, especially 750. 750 just up the price so much. They're the worst.
Yeah. Nick, we got a few more comments I'll hit before I go to my thoughts. So Redbeard goes cheesy chocolate. Beer for $5.25 a can. Jamie says Nick's toilet is going to get a chocolate Manifesto. And then Beers for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks says Nickelbrook is horrible for cardboard boxes. Yes, I agree.
Actually, the unfortunate thing is, I think we're going to get into this in the comments, but I'm going to spoil it anyway.
Don't. This is for me. Redbeard says their stupid Golden Glory thing is in a box. I can't think of any other so. And yes, there's that Golden Glory is a shit beer. It doesn't belong in a box.
Alpha Sexton had to make sure he claimed that comment.
Yeah, and then Beers for Breakfast, Facts for Snacks says Kentucky Bastard. And then Redbeard says that must be a new thing and never seen that in a box. At which I say yes. So they do Kentucky Bastard and also Cafe Del Bastardo. So that's 3 beers.
Whiny Bastard is going to a box too. Basically, all their favorites.
I didn't realize all the new beers. I don't think I've ever seen the Nickelbrook stuff in the boxes, but it's been like over a year since I bought them.
No, this is the first year they're all going to Golden Glory box last year. Now all their fancy beers are going to boxes. So.
Yeah, you know what probably happened is they probably like, wow, we put that really shit cuvee in a box and people loved it. Let's put let's put the other ones in a box too and see how many more we sell. Because that cuvee was trash. But whatever. That's just my dumb face. So how about I talk about this beer a little bit?
Hi, Ashley.
All right, let's go to Ashley for his thoughts.
So on the aroma, this is just like chocolate milk. It tastes like it It smells like one of those cardboard cartons of Seal Test chocolate milk. You dumped it into a glass, and you take a big whiff, and it's just like a strong milk chocolate smell. Don't really get anything else. Just gobs and gobs of milk chocolate. It smells really sweet. I mean, maybe there's a little bit of dark chocolate there, but I like, for me, I would just sort of be stretching. I just pick up like loads of like milk chocolate, which sort of makes sense with the lactose and, you know, the two different types of chocolate and the malt. The body, it's not as thick as it has been in years. I'd say that this is probably a little bit more medium bodied. Super smooth though, very light carbonation. You're not going to get a lot of burps or anything like that. Coats the palate really well. It actually coats the palate better than what I would expect, given that it's a touch thin for its size, of it being 10%. What I appreciate about this beer is that it does have enough bittering to it to sort of mingle with all that chocolate that's going on. Because between the cocoa nibs, the cocoa powder, and then the cocoa malt, it's a lot of chocolate in there. I mean, obviously chocolate malt doesn't have chocolate in it, but it lends those chocolate flavors, blah, 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 whatever. Yeah. This rendition of it definitely has a little bit more of a bittering factor than what I remember it being, which sort of goes into, 2018's version. I thought was like syrup, like chocolate syrup, too sweet, gross. I didn't even like it in 2018. That's why I didn't have it last year, but I figured this year I'd give it a try. I'm glad I did. I would still appreciate a little bit more roast coming out of it. Just so that it's not so one-note chocolate. But I mean, if you are a chocolate lover, I mean, they've, as they said all over their fucking can with their essay on the can, is that if you're a chocolate lover, you're going to like this beer. You get the aroma, you get the taste. It's very smooth, very soft. There's enough lactose in there. They handled the lactose nicely in this one. I'm not getting that. Whoever watched last week's episode when I reviewed that milkshake barley wine, I was complaining I was like too much lactose. It gives like an off flavor when it's used to like haphazardly and there's too much in it. Lactose is used very nicely in this one. It just sort of lends to the chocolate, but it doesn't overpower. At the end of the day, if there's a little bit more roast in here, while still maintaining the chocolate, I'd be the happiest camper in the world. As it is right now, I'm still pretty happy with this beer. So if I was going to rate this as a imperial or what are we calling this? Just like a
imperial milk stout, basically.
An imperial milk stout. I think this year's rendition checks off all the boxes. I mean, you're not looking for a lot of bitterness in the milk stout, but I think there's enough there for it. I'm going to give this a good solid 9 out of 10 for style of a milk / chocolate stout, and for personal preference, I'll give it a really strong 8.25, just because, I like a little bit more bittering, regardless of the style with my stouts. But it's nothing against the beer itself. But yeah, I'll give it an 8.25 for personal preference.
Yeah, you can't fault the beer on your stupid palate. No, I'm kidding. Stupid palate. I'm just saying. Yeah. Speaking of which, let's go over to Greg.
Oh, Nick, I feel this beer is a true specialty beer, which much thought and even more chocolate. This triple chocolate milk stout is an indulgent treat for the ready for a beer. This can is too fucking hard to read. I can't even make fucking sense of this thing.
Maybe you should come up with your own opinion.
Okay, well, I'll do that. So it's very chocolatey. Now, I actually kind of disagree with Ashley.
Oh my God.
I know, because Ashley's saying he wishes there was more roast to this. I actually like that this is just chocolate. This is just literally chocolate. They say some people, women apparently mostly, but I'm sure there's some men too, we don't want to be sexist, that prefer chocolate to sex. If you are one of those people, I suggest you grab a can of this, pour it in your favorite glass. Then in your other hand, you use your favorite masturbatory implement, whether it's your hand, a vibrator, a dildo, some sort of fleshlight, and just drink this and masturbate at the same time, and you will just have a never-ending orgasm, because this is just chocolate. And there's so many chocolate beers out there that just fuck it up because they make it too bitter. They make it too roasty. They make it taste too much like a beer. This just tastes like a fucking chocolate alcoholic drink. And it's just, for what it is, it's just perfect. It is an 11 out of 10 for style. Like, I don't care if it's a 10. We're going 11 on this. This is just, there's just so much chocolate to it. You just love it. And I'm not even a big chocolate lover, but if this is just the perfect chocolate beer, you cannot get more chocolate perfect than this. At least I've never seen anything more chocolate perfect. And again, I do like that they don't feel the need to make it taste like a beer. Like, there's so many beers that are like, oh, this is a good pumpkin ale, but we got to have the bitter hops at the end, and then it just fucks up the whole thing. Or we got to, make it taste roasty toasty, and that's not really what I wanted in a chocolate bar. This is literally just drinking a chocolate bar, and you can't get any more. I mean, if I were to nitpick a little bit, it airs a little bit in the dark, almost kind of licoricey chocolate, which is probably because it has booze in it, but which myself, I'm a milk chocolate person. I like the sweet shit that gives you diabetes. So I would prefer if it was a little more towards that spectrum, but then I probably would just may as well just drink chocolate milk and throw a little vodka in or something, and then I'm good. So yeah, I mean, to me, for the style, and I'm rating it as a chocolate beer. I don't care what you guys want to rate it as. It's a chocolate beer. This is what it needs to be rated as. It's a beyond perfect beer in that thing. As it is, I've sort of been hit and miss on this beer. I've always liked it. It's always been good. Some years have been better than others. But this is a good year. This is probably as good as this beer's ever been, at least in my very shitty, partial brain cell dead by alcohol memory. And this is really good. I'm going to go 9 on this. And again, I say this as somebody who's not a particularly big chocolate lover. If this is your thing and you just want this, you've had your nice meal or whatever, and you just maybe want a dessert, maybe throw some sex in between there, make it maybe even better, a little sloppy
sextons.
Sloppy sextons. There we go. Get a little bit of that in there, and then just have this, or maybe split it with your partner.
I see Ashley in the background giving the finger guns to it. Like, yeah.
And well, listen, I'm sure Ashley will do some fingering with this beer later, but yeah, this is just this is what you want as a dessert beer, just to finish off your night, whatever it is. Have it with a cigar, have it with a cigarette, whatever. And I think it'll go good no matter what. Oh, I forgot I have a coffee on the balcony from like 3 hours ago. I'm going to drink that next.
Add some chocolate syrup to it.
I don't have chocolate syrup, but if I did, I have some coffee flavored syrup. Maybe I should add that to coffee.
Add some of the beer to it.
No, this is actually a really good beer. I don't want to ruin this beer. Maybe I'll add some shitty beer to it. I'll add some lactose IPA to it. So yeah, no, this is a very, very good beer. I got nothing really to complain about. It's if you like chocolate, it's a perfect beer for you. If you don't like chocolate, then you're going to hate this beer. So if you're okay with chocolate, then you'll probably like this beer. So I think that covers the whole spectrum of chocolate people.
That was a great breakdown, Greg.
Thank you.
That was arguably better than Sexton.
Nick, it was a sloppy Sexton. That's all it was.
It was sloppy Sexton. So.
Yes, don't ever say it's better than Sexton, because it's not.
Now I have to follow both of you up, and that's going to be a challenge. Wow. I don't think I'm going to be able to make it. Like I said, with the 2019 bottling, I guess there's a little bit of it. This isn't fair. You guys both have the 2020 bottle. I just have last year's and then 2014's, which is still the same beer, but it's the same time, like variations year over year, plus the fact that mine's aged. But I see what you guys are talking about. With the aroma in the 2019 bottle, I get a lot more of this like dusty cocoa. It really reminds me of like the powdered chocolate, like chocolate powder. You open up the tin of hot chocolate and you get this whiff, and it smells like the hot chocolate and marshmallows, like from like Carnation or whatever that brand is.
I got it upstairs.
Yeah. So the taste of it is like that liquor. I see the licorice thing that Greg is talking about. I feel like it's like that. If you were to take a chocolate milk and you were to make a homemade chocolate milk with chocolate syrup and Nestle Quick or something like that, and then add way too much syrup to it just to make it super fucking chocolatey the way a kid would love it. It tastes just like a beer that's chocolate syrup heavy, which is in my I used to, when I was a kid, and it's a wonder I'm not diabetic, where I used to take it and fill half the cup with the fucking.
There's still time,
and there's still time. Yeah, I know. But I feel like compared to my memory of it though, the year on this is really smoothed it off. It's either that or it's gotten better. It's still super tasty. It's notably, when I compare it to the older one, it's notably sweeter and more robust in taste. I'll get into the older one here in a second, but one thing I do really like though is that when I first had Flying Monkey's Chocolate Manifesto back in 2014, I had the big 750 bottle, like this bad boy right here. The 473 milliliter bottle, or the same size in can form, is much easier to handle. You love chocolate, but you don't want to drink the same heavy beer the entire night. Then this is a much more easier to handle style. This is a nice sit down by yourself and sip beer, whereas the big bottle was you want to share that with somebody. There's just no way. Again, though, it's just all chocolate. This is so super heavy on the chocolate, which is what you're paying for, to be honest, that it pretty much masks just about everything else. There might be more notes of complex flavors like tobacco and all this stuff, but it's just masked by all the chocolate that's in this thing, like red fruits and it. Otherwise, I really have no complaints about this. You wanted a triple chocolate beer, you're getting a triple chocolate beer because this is so intensely chocolate. If you are a big chocolate fan, there's no way you're going to be disappointed in this. Now, to get over to the taste of the older version, the older version is much more subdued. It's definitely softer on the palate. It drinks this pretty much drinks straight up carbonated chocolate milk. It held up well. It aged beautifully. It's not sour. If anything, it's a touch marshmallowy. And when you drink it down, it's like this marshmallow chocolate, like drinking a hot chocolate with a lot of milk in it. It disappears in the back of your palate, leaving an almost Rice Krispie lingering marshmallow taste. I gotta say that for the age, the smell's kind of funky. Like I mentioned, it's almost like that weird, smells like an empty milk chocolate container. But otherwise, it tastes amazing. And I actually kind of like the fact that this is a much more subdued in the sweetness department because it makes it a whole lot easier to handle. It's not cloyingly sweet anymore. So this thing aged beautifully. And even the fresher one, I feel, is better than I remembered. So I'm only going to give one score for style and overall instead of breaking them apart, and because I think that they basically arrive at the same conclusions. I think for the style, if you're talking about a milk stout, an imperial milk stout, forget it's chocolate, imperial milk stout, amazing, a very high rating for the style. I'll give it a 9. Even if you throw in the fact that it's chocolate, that's still a 9. There's not much better you can do than this. I guess the only digression I have is the fact that it's not super complex. Overall enjoyment, I love both. I'm going to have an easy time finishing both. On the out of a 10 scale, I would have given it a 9. So that's on the 8.5 whatever scale, it would have been a 4.25 of the 5 scale. So I was going to say give it an 8.5.
So 8.5, yeah, that's what I was going to say.
Yeah.
Now, interesting fact on this, on the cans, it actually has a best before date.
Oh, really?
So the cans have a best before date. So mine is November of what I'm guessing is 2025.
Yeah, my best before 2025.
Or it could have been
years.
2225. It could have been good for 205 years. But
wow, 2,205 years.
Yeah, see, it's sort of you see the.
That would also
anyways, you get the
idea. Would also be a total Flying Monkeys thing to do, where they'd be like, "Oh yeah, our beer is good for 200 years,
205 years, cellar it and hold your breath." See what happens.
Nick will try it.
So I will go through and oh wait, no, we have Redbeard still, and then I'll read the comments.
Yes, we do have red beers to do.
Poor Redbeard, he's like probably slaving away at some band somewhere.
No, he's in the chat saying 100% agree with Greg. Maybe
I know he's there, but he's probably working while he watches. Otherwise, why wouldn't he be here?
That's how he works.
Right.
Anyway, yeah, we do have to do Redbeard here, and I apologize for being slow on the uptake because I am getting kind of trashed off of massive amounts of 10% beer. I'm not Greg after all.
It's true.
This is damn tasty. Like,
you're not wrong.
10%, you never, ever, ever, ever know that. And just
no, that's true. It's not boozy at all.
The depth of chocolate flavor is fucking astonishing.
Astonishing.
Oh. Like $5.25, I think this was a can.
Bang on.
Style-wise, chocolate imperial stout. Basically, I can't say this isn't a 10. And enjoyment, I'm going 10. This is fucking amazing.
There you go.
Very good.
I hope everyone else enjoyed it as well and has a great rest of your evening and enjoys the rest of the analysis. Blah, 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 blah. Peace out.
Cheers, Redbeard.
10 and 10, was it?
Yeah, he just went 10 and 10. So the complete antithesis of Thor's hammer, which he blew up.
Yeah. Really.
I mean, to be honest, I always kind of wish he hates a beer and then he'll blow it up because I love it.
I want to see something explode.
Yeah.
In the sink.
Also, Ewart, what do you think of this beer?
He's asleep.
All right, let's leave him alone here. All right, so I got to do the math. I'll let you guys talk amongst yourselves.
I will go to the chats. And where do we leave off? We all need Sloppy Sexton's t-shirt, cheap chocolate. Okay, Kentucky Bastard. Then that must be a new thing. Never seen that in a box.
Kentucky Bastard. Yes, it is new this year.
No. That was a side chat. He's talking about a dick in a box.
Oh, really? Okay.
Innocent Gun has been bad for boxes for a while, and I will agree with him 100%.
That's true. They've been doing boxes since like beginning of time almost.
Oh yeah, they always did for their special.
And I avoid those Innocent Gun boxed beers like I do COVID clients.
Well, you think of it like Innocent Gun, I think was one of the first people to do the boxed beer shit, and that's because it was taken from the whiskey thing. Special releases of whiskeys usually had the special boxes.
So basically, we can just blame Ewart for boxed beers.
Exactly.
100%. It all comes around full circle. So and then Greg says at least they used to have nice painted boxes by artists. Now it's just their shitty beer in a shitty box with their shitty logo.
Yeah. You know what? I really miss that.
Yeah, I have some of their old. Like I think I have their Canada Day beer. I have the box. I think in the bottle kicking around somewhere in my parents' basement. Like
I've got an old 2012
really
Canada Day and an Oloroso cask Guinness Gun left, and they had some.
I think I have that kicking around. Well, I don't have it like I drank it, but I have the box and bottle kicking around. And nowadays just like Innocent Gun Irish whiskey cask. Here's a bottle. Here's their beer, 6%, $12.
Oh yeah, like I got a bottle in the fridge of the Higher Ground from Innocent Gun, and it's just in this boring box. There's no excitement to it whatsoever.
Yeah. Like if you're gonna take the time to do a box, like I'll give it to Flying Monkeys. They don't do too many boxes nowadays, except I think brewery only releases. But if you're gonna do a box, at least make it something interesting. Don't just put your fucking logo and be like, "Oh, Flying Monkeys Chocolate Manifesto," and here's a black box to put it on. It's like, why? Like, make it interesting at least.
You know what, Greg? It's funny you mention that because Collective Arts does that dumb cylinder thing for their BA Porter.
See, I like the art aspect of it, but the fact is that Porter's kind of shit, and that's an expensive beer.
I didn't buy it last year. I don't think I bought it the year prior.
You dodged an expensive bullet because I bought it the last 2 years, and both years have been disappointing because it's thin as fuck.
And then Andrew Watts says, dumb. At least you get a poster. And then Redbeard says 100% agree with Greg. I'm assuming that's in regards to your ratings. Lee says, since women figured out the orgasm, that statement is no longer true. Not too sure.
I think that's
Yeah,
regarding.
I can't see that comment because of that.
No, that's regarding when I said women prefer chocolate to sex. She's saying that now women have figured out how to.
Oh, and then Nick, you must have approved this one. And then Greg says, women don't enjoy sex. Please don't spread those SJW lies.
It's true. Women
That's why
only,
I can't see that in my chat because
women only have
See-
sex for babies. You've heard it here first. This is me and Chris Peters discussed this, and it's 100% true.
Yeah,
See,
right.
I didn't approve that comment. So someone else must have. And then Lee says, lately, oh, fuck. I have been doing it wrong then.
Yeah.
And then Redbeard says he's working later, and that was to my comments about why isn't he on here. Tekumuri says Jick is a POS. I didn't know he was
I can't.
a point of sale
there you
terminal.
go. We actually approved that
That
one. I
means
can't see other
shit.
comments,
No.
sexist, swearing comments because I don't see them at all in StreamYard.
POS is a point of sale terminal. So
I know,
don't
yeah.
know.
You're giving Ashley retail flashbacks. So stop
Right.
it.
Jamie says, I enjoyed the CA Porter this year. It is overpriced, though. Would rather have a cheaper can. So, yeah, fuck the tube. To hell with the artwork. And I'm sure the artist is doing a fantastic job, but we don't want it.
Well,
And then-
the other thing about this beer is that it's been around for years now. It's a winter release. It's great, but it's not as wow factor as it was about 7 years ago when it first came out. So why can't you put this in a can? And the other comment I wanted to make about this is at least when it comes to silly, like stupid box art, got to admit the boxes on the Flying Monkey stuff actually always look pretty damn good.
They do a pretty good job. At
That's
least
the
they make
manifesto I like because there's so much to read. You can almost by the time you finish reading this thing, you're done drinking the beer.
Yeah, you're ready to go to bed. You're so fucking tired.
Well, in
Drunk.
the classic albino rhino reviews, he always used to look at those boxes and be like, I'm half blind, guys. I'm not fucking reading this.
It used to throw me for a loop because I used to have a habit of throwing, of reading the entire bottle. And then I'd get in one of the Flying Monkeys the first time I ever read one of these things. Like, yeah, Nick, just stop fucking reading, okay? Just drink the beer. I got mutinied against because I tried to read the whole thing.
And then Andrew Watts or beer for breakfast, snacks or snacks says it's so pricey, which it is. Tekumuri says fuck the tube. Ashley Sexton 2020. Put that on a shirt.
Wow.
And then Tekumuri says birds and the bees 101.
Sloppy sex since 2020.
Sloppy Sexton 2020.
To answer the question of it's so pricey for a 10% beer, I would gladly pay that. Like in New Brunswick, that's not a bad price for what you're getting right now.
So, before we show the marks, which I'm assuming you've tabulated already with your abacus.
Yeah.
Beers for Breakfast, Fact for Snacks says between the Flying Monkeys and Collective Arts, those two make the best beers ever. So the only thing I'll say about that is that with regards to what is generally available to the masses in the LCBO, I would probably say their stuff stands taller than most at the LCBO. But once you get outside of the LCBO and you start visiting your local shops, that's when the quality, you see the uptick in quality.
Go to Fairweather or go to like Blood Brothers or something.
Yeah, Fairweather. Geez, dude, Andrew, you're like pretty close to Little Beasts. They do fantastic stuff.
Oh yeah.
There's a lot of great stuff out there that's not in the LCBO. And but I mean,
it's like music. There's a lot of the best stuff's not on the radio. It's just you got to go to the breweries. It's certain breweries too.
Yes, and then Redbeard says Soda City and Great Lakes would disagree. Again, other breweries that are
hazy IPAs from Counterpoint or something like that. Yeah,
exactly. So I mean, it's just 6 1/2 dozen of the other with regards to these breweries when it comes to the LCBO stuff. But once you get into the breweries and you start to visiting places that aren't.
Well, that's what I was going to say is I think your perspective of best brewery depends which is your closest brewery. Like I don't love Soda City that much, but I also don't get a lot of their releases except when I throw out on their online store.
Yep.
Whereas sure Carrie gets a lot more of it than I do. And same thing with GLB. I get every single release that comes out pretty much because I go there every week because it's 2 minutes from my house.
Well, there's like you said, GLB. There's another great brewery, but that has some specialty stuff that you can only get at the brewery, which is fucking fantastic.
But this could be a chat for the after chat.
Yeah, like Solstice or what's the coffee Beatrix coffee porter. I fucking love that one.
Yeah,
the beer that none of you have ever tried, and God, I hope it comes out again because I will send out bottles or cans, hopefully cans. Is it's called this. Oh, I can't even think of it. My memory sucks. It's called the Second Bout or something Bout. Look up on Untapped GLB Bout or whatever.
Okay.
It was the best coffee beer I've ever had. It's like 11%. It's just jammed with coffee. It just tastes amazing. And unfortunately, they kept some bottles and they released them like 2 years after it came out. And I bought a few of those bottles and they weren't very good. The beer did not age well. But when it was fresh, oh my God.
Your coffee is the kind of thing like you want to drink that fresh, otherwise it fades real quickly.
Yeah, you definitely want to drink it fresh.
Like no matter what it is, like Cafe del Bastardo had some high hopes, but the coffee fades quick.
Yeah. So I think it was called the Imperial Bout now that I think about it. I'm going to try and look it up before we finish chatting. But I'm hoping and praying they bring that one back one day.
There's our final scores. Ratings for the style is 950. For the overall, it's 938. That's a pretty fucking nice score. I think that's one of the highest scores we've had since like Rochefort 10, or at least the 8.
That's it.
And also to go with Andrew Watts's comments, you guys should try Mash Paddle. Yes, I've had them a few times.
I think I've only ever had them at the Rhino Beer Festival. So
yeah, they're the guys that made that Dutchman's Alt beer that Joe hated. Rest in peace, Joe.
Oh God, Joe, why can't you be alive, or at least be puppeted by Paul?
Redbeard, hard for the coffee to fade when they forget to add it.
Yes, that statement is 100% accurate.
Drunk Pokeroo took a hard pass to this score.
Well, there's not enough chunks in this beer. Also, apparently they didn't send him one for free. So,
hard pass on that one.
Oh fuck. I gotta say, like compared to my rating like years ago, and you know what the funny part is I'm drinking the exact same beer I drank 7 years ago or 6 years ago. So it's just like the way that this thing is aged has really markedly improved it. And the fresh one, I gotta say that like now that it's in a smaller, more manageable quantity, this is fantastic to just have one of. Excellent beer.
Nick, did you actually count my 11 out of 10 as an actual rating?
I wrote it down as a 10.
You wrote a 10, okay? Because I was gonna say, I mean, this potentially could like it's very high up there. Like it might actually be our highest rating.
It might be.
Well,
we have to look at it, but that's very high scores.
Now you got me wondering. It is relevant to beer analysis. So let's go take a trip down the history of.
I mean, you'd have to look at Tempest. I think Thomas Hardy scored really high.
Is anyone curious what we're drinking next week?
I don't know. Somebody has to match the magic question.
And no, Andrew Watts, we are not drinking any ice beers. No ice beers.
I'm going to look for the Rochefort 10 score. Do I have that saved? I've got Rochefort 8 saved. Yeah, you know what? Looking at Rochefort 8, that's scored higher or scored lower.
What about MGD?
Oh wow! It actually outscored St. Bernardus to 12.
Oh my God! How many giants did we kill tonight?
I think we. Wow! Did we just
with a fucking chocolate milk stout?
It outscored Thomas Hardy. That's a shitty graphic. All right. Well, yeah. Let's just like go flip through the pictures that are here. So there's.
I don't know. Like
there's Meridian. Kronenberg Blanc, yuck. Okay, why do I have that there? Acel Pilsner, the original Tempest, Grey Lakes, Apocalypse Later was lower score. So was Beard of Zeus.
The two big ones.
The Avengers Cape shit.
GLP Solstice and Double Tempest are going to be the big boys.
Yeah.
Budweiser, Copper Lager, Busch Ice, Bitburger. Bring out your dead.
No, Ashley killed that one.
I fucked that one up.
Happy Double Stardo.
Well, that bottle fucked me up, anyways. Well,
Yeah, that whole fucking batch fucked me up.
Yeah.
Cool beer. Coors Light. Coors Organic. Here's Double Tempest. Oh, yeah. See, there's Double Tempest. And I think that... yeah, no, it doesn't unseat Double Tempest.
Really?
Okay, I don't feel so bad right now.
All right. There we go.
All right, well, there here. So, what the fuck for full beer, drop beer?
And then the question came in from Lady Lee. What are you drinking next week?
That's a good question to ask. So I'm going to stop sharing my screen here.
She's a smart person. Like, she might be the smartest person in the chat.
All right, so we decided that next week's beer is going to be, drum roll, Greg. It's something Greg actually sent me, which is Haze Mama.
Oh, yeah.
IPA from Great Lakes Brewing, which Greg sent me this can, but it is regularly available in the LCBO in Ontario. So it is what we got.
All you schmucks in this chat that have access to the stop
Actually, I closed the wrong tab.
Stop typing on your keyboard and go to the LCBO and go, hello, can I buy a Haze Mama? And they'll sell you a Haze Mama for like $3.25. And then all you do is you log in next week and you join us on this chat, because otherwise this threesome every week is getting a little awkward. We need more opinions.
We need this threesome, especially when both of you are turning into one person.
Shit, that is when I turned into an Ashley werewolf. That was weird.
Ashley werewolf.
She's my fuck.
I'm looking for any of the beers that we've done in the last year to see if there's any higher scores.
Well, the two big ones are Solstice. Have you checked Solstice yet?
Holy shit, there's Karen Lee.
Oh, well, I'm pretty sure Lady Lee just got an orgasm.
Whoa. I have to take a look through.
But she shouldn't have, because that's dirty. Women should not do those dirty things.
Holy shit, there's Ewart.
Oh, Yui. Oh, he's so cute. There's Greg. Oh, see, this is better, Nick. Now we can actually see what you're seeing.
Retro Rocket, Trappist Rochefort, Sierra Nevada. There we go.
There, that's another big boy.
Nope. Flying Monkeys. Well, here's the thing. Solstice had a very higher overall score, but the style score was lower. Because we were like, okay, compared to other barrel-aged stouts, it's not as good as some of the other ones, like Double Tempest or something. But overall enjoyment was fucking fantastic.
Yeah, now I'm gonna say if we're going by overall, Solstice wins. If we're actually adding them together to make an average, then I can tell you right now that Manifesto wins.
Even Sparkle Puff didn't do as well. Oh, that's actually like St. Bernard's 12 didn't do as well. Firestone Walker. Oh, there is another one.
Yeah, there's another big boy. That one is, I think that and Double Tempest are the two highest. So you'd have to figure out which of those is higher.
All right. Anyway. Yeah, it looks like Flying Monkeys Chocolate Manifesto is up there with the greats like Solstice, Double Tempest, and Firestone Walker Sakaba. So that is obviously something to be proud of.
You know what I'm going to say, Nick? And I'm going to say that I think if you want to compare them on a grand scale of beer, I'm not going to say this is not a Double Tempest. It's not a Sakaba. It's not a Solstice. But what this beer does is
Greg, set up for a second. See what you see on screen?
Is he wearing a uniform? Joe, please say you're wearing a uniform. I don't even see that comment. Why can't I see the guy? Did Joe block?
He's got you blocked. I don't know. Joe, fuck yeah. Nice to see you again.
Joe, please, Joe, even in death, please wear that uniform.
That's why I had to do a double take when I said Redbeard say they finally said his name enough times to summon him from the dead.
Oh, okay, no, he's there. It's just his comment is up there. No, he's there, and he's hey, how come all these people are like fucking moderators and I'm not a moderator? Nick, I'm very offended.
Had to wait. You had to say Swish LA 5 times quickly while eating an O. Henry bar or something like that.
That would actually. Anyway, that's a very smart thing to say. Yeah, all I'm saying is that this beer, what it does, this beer is fucking simple. That's a good way to put it. This beer is simple. It makes you a promise. It says you are gonna just have a fucking chocolate orgasm.
It is exactly what you want if you want chocolate.
And that is why this beer scores so strongly. Like, you can argue it's not complex. It's nothing.
Yeah,
it's a shelf turd, so it doesn't have that extra specialness of, hey, I can get this and you can't, so fuck you, motherfucker. No, this is just a chocolate beer. It's basically alcoholic chocolate milk. And if that's what you want, if you just want, I just want chocolate, I want dessert, there is literally nothing on the market that is better than this. Or even frankly, even close to this. I can't think of any beer that's even remotely as chocolatey goodness as this beer. That's my final word. I'm not talking.
No, you're not. You're not wrong. Like, if you want a chocolate beer, this is exactly what you want. Anyway, we lost Sexton because he's saying he's going to tuck his kids in, so he's all logged off for the night.
That is a weird way to.
Interbox says, "Cheers, everyone," and I think that's like about high time to for us to log off.
It's always weird. We have a fun night, and then Nick and I end up together.
Good Lord, you have to drink enough beer.
I've drank enough, Nick. You need to catch up. You need to just hoop those bottles.
Or was it? There's one picture I wanted to share that I saw in here that fits this chat so perfectly. I know it's here, and there it is. And everybody will understand. And with this, we are logging off, so we'll tune in later. Thank you.